Hi guys, John here from Optics Warehouse. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at the Spuhr mounting systems. Now this is called the ISMS system, which is the ideal scope mount system. So let's take a look at the features of the Spuhr rifle scope mounts. So what you get in the box, you get a 10-degree wedge. Now that really helps set up your scope, make sure it's level. So once you've put it in the rings, do the mounts up very gently. And that 10-degree wedge, there is a slot in the base of the one-piece mount. You push that gently in, that will sit against the underside of the saddle of your scope, and hopefully, as long as everything's machined well on the scope as well, that will give you a perfectly true flat reticle in your scope. So it makes it much easier for setting up your dialing and taking the guesswork out of getting the reticle straight. Looking at the Spuhr mount from the view you can see on the screen, there's 7 different interface points. Now if you haven't used one of these before, an interface point is where you can put an accessory on there. So whether that be an accessory rail for Picatinny or Weaver fitment, they do a few different lengths and a few different heights for this. And it gives you a few options so it keeps it out of the way of everything else. So if you're going to add a torch or a scope mounted rangefinder or anything else you'd like to add to that Picatinny mount, it really does help for putting it anywhere you'd like. So if taking a closer look on the inside of the rings on the Spuhr mounts, as you can see, they've got grooves going round. That helps with gripping the scope. It stops it sliding around so easily. But if you did want to put some sort of Loctite, that I know people do use it in there, that will sit nicely into them grooves and give you a nice, good, strong bond that isn't going to go anywhere. So an interesting point with the Spuhr mounts in their design. As you can see from it spinning around in front of you in the video, it has a diagonal split across the rings. Now the main reason for this, when you've got the scope mounted fully, and your head's behind it, your conventional horizontal split mounts do block where you can see the parallax and the windage adjustments. So if you wanted to see that, you'd have to lift your head and move your head. Being these are made for snipers, they put the diagonal split in so the mount becomes slimmer on the sides. So while your head is behind the scope and you're nice and comfortable on the stock, you don't have to lift your head up to see down to where your parallax and your windage markers are. Makes it nice and easy for quick reference without any movement giving away your position. So these Spuhr mounts come in many shapes and sizes to fit your needs. They start off at 30mm, you have 34, 35 and 40mm rings. And then the designs of the rings for your needs, you have separate rings, you have your standard one-piece rings, and then you also have your cantilever. Now the other thing that Spuhr do, they give you either the option for QDP, so your quick release rings, or your standard torque setting bolt up onto the side and they're not going anywhere. One really nice point as well with these rings being precision engineered, they're made out of one solid piece of aluminium. So there isn't any mistakes, there isn't any possible differences between the two parts that you get being made. It's all made out of one piece, so manufacturing tolerances really are very, very accurate. So guys, as always, I hope that was enough information for you on the Spuhr mounting systems. If there is any specific mounting systems you need or for a specific rifle, please give us a call. We'll do our best to help you out and get you back on shooting down the range. Thank you very much.